if somebody wants to identify their shadow traits, right? So what are the first steps they should take?
So needs cannot be met in a relationship by begging or asking, demanding other person. It is about when you heal your shadow, naturally you'll get it.
What does this healing our shadow truly mean? And why do you think it is crucial for personal growth?
Like how we drive a car. Initially, I will think I want to drive. I want to put the clutch. I want to put the gear here. So my body will not know how to do everything. I teach the body. Then I keep on practicing, and I become that. So next I become unconscious, right? It becomes unconscious. Like after I look somewhere, and my body will take over. I don't need to be conscious at all.
Can you explain how our internal blueprint is formed and how it influences our daily lives, and is it different from shadow? So folks, you have tuned into TGV and hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, the world's only quadrilingual podcast at this moment of recording, and we are trying to embark into multiple languages as we speak, and here we embark on transformative conversations for a better future, and we want to simplify and amplify your journey to success. I'm your host Naveen Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place by bringing you wisdom through valuable discussions with experts designed to simplify and amplify your success. And thank you so much for tuning in. So folks, we are joined by Dr. Sumathi Chandrasekaran. She is a seasoned expert in holistic healing and personal transformation with extensive experience in guiding individuals through shadow work and life blueprint changes. Her work empowers people to confront their subconscious barriers, reshape their internal patterns, and lead more fulfilled lives. And today we are presenting you an interesting topic, which is about healing your shadow and transforming your inner blueprint. But before we get started, here is an exciting twist as always. Let us tickle our guest's brain. So Dr. Sumathi, I am going to mention a few random words, whatever comes to my mind, and I request you to respond to them without thinking much. And if you're ready, let's get started.
Hello, I'm Steve Ahern, one of the judges of the Asia Podcast Awards. I'm interrupting this episode to let you know that you're listening to an award-winning podcast. This podcast won its category in the 2024 Podcast Awards, so you know you're listening to quality. Enjoy your listening experience, and congratulations to the team who created this award-winning podcast for you.
Yeah, of course. Thrilled.
Okay, great. And here comes the first word, curiosity.
Inner child.
Invention.
Happiness.
Future.
Delight.
Universe.
God.
Leadership.
Power.
Success.
Satisfaction.
Reflection.
Mirror.
Transformation.
Light.
Courage.
Fearless.
And the last one is authenticity.
Sincerity and truthfulness.
Amazing. And that was so spot on. Thank you so much for participating in the first rapid fire round so sportively. And before we get started, let me thank Ranjini Sanjay for connecting both of us. Thank you, Ranjini, for making this conversation happen. All right. So,
And me too, I would love to thank my mentor, Ranjini, ma'am. Sure.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. And Dr. Sumathi Chandrasekaran, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice. How are you doing today?
Yeah, it's great actually. It was too hectic, but this time I think I'm looking forward actually since yesterday because topic is so interesting.
Love it. And
I think the viewers will get more. Viewers will be very happy about this
exactly
topic that I'm going to choose talk to.
Yeah, wonderful. And thank you once again for being part of our awesome journey in shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe. And on that note, let's get started. So Dr. Sumathi, talk to us about your guiding voice. Who is your guiding voice?
Definitely my guiding voice, my inner divine, supreme infinite intelligence. Maybe if I give a name for it, since I studied in a convent school, it's Jesus. So that is my guiding voice. I just listen to only that. I never listened to anyone from my childhood. I never obey my parents. I was a brat so growing up today, I'm just wondering how was this today also I don't listen. I listen but don't obey. I don't go with those words, even my husband or whatever. I listen only to my inner voice. I go
Okay.
with it.
Okay. Got it. And now talk to us about your success mantra, as in top three things that have contributed to your success so far.
Yeah, definitely. I would say the first thing is about believing oneself.
Mhm.
So though my life is always I can separate into two halves, like past 30 and now at the end of the 60s I am. I would say that I was a person who was very timid and very pessimistic and a kind of very down, not when innocent. I was innocent, but so the first thing was believing myself. So
Right.
whatever it takes to me, whatever I believe in myself, I just go ahead. So that is very important, right? I believe for anyone to succeed. Um, no validation, seeking validation outside. That is one
Mhm.
thing. Second one is definitely a routine, a morning routine, a powerful morning routine, which I started off, starting my day with very early so that I could take care of myself. That is very important, I would say, for success. Before, others could get up and the universe, the power, the whole, the vibration gets, before that, we start renewing ourselves. Third one, I would say, definitely is about the optimistic attitude that I started to develop by through a lot of self work. Whatever happens, I always see through it. What is the goodness in it? What is the lesson I could learn? This is one thing I keep on so that I could move my vibration. I don't get stuck up.
Mm.
So this is the third thing that I always do.
Yeah. So one thing that resonated very well with me is about believing in oneself, no external validation. That is how I normally execute things. Whatever comes to my mind, I keep on executing them, and without giving a second thought. But I've been successful so far, and yeah, wonderful, great to
Yeah,
know
it's
that.
true. As I told you, I was a woman who was always seeking validation from my parents.
Mhm.
But then certain things happened in my life that made me to realize in the inner voice, guiding voice, whatever.
Right.
So I told myself, I'm not going to get validation from outside. I don't want it.
Mhm.
And that's how it
Wonderful.
started.
Yeah, yeah, sure. All right, let's move forward and jump into today's topic, right? What does this healing our shadow truly mean? And why do you think it is crucial for personal growth?
See, to tell in a very colloquial way, instead of not going technical part, since we are born actually before the age of 7 itself, 95% of our beliefs are being formed.
Mm-hmm.
So after we grow up and after we become a teenager and adult, we'll be wondering what is operating our life. Then, because the conscious mind is only 5% of our brain. So the
Mm-hmm.
conscious is we desire something, we take a decision or whatever. It is influenced by the subconscious. That is whatever memories are stored since our childhood. So there are a lot of parts, lot of unhealed or unfinished business since our childhood. The memories we say that has been carried till now, and they only dictate and influence our life today, right now, which you're not aware of. So what happens when you think something and we want to do something, a part of us will pull us away. The body is a subconscious. So there are memories stored in your body. If there is a negative memory, then naturally, for example, I want to be successful. But if I have a program, if I have a belief that I don't be successful, I'm a failure or I fail often, like that, whatever belief, that will operate against you, the mind. So there's a part of you which is always going against you. So in how would it work out? So you are full of energy, okay? So there's a conflicting energy within you itself. And then we start to blame others, the situation, the people, everyone.
Mm.
And that is how after the age of 20, 25, people go into a fix. They have complications.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where shadow comes in, where we call it as the unconscious part of us, which is lurking as a shadow inside,
Mm.
which is influencing our life right now. Just like how we see a shadow follows us, when we're walking. Shadow is always with us, but the shadow doesn't mean that it's negative, because we have a golden shadow. We divide into just for simplified purpose. We can say a dark shadow and a golden shadow. Golden shadow was the talent, the potential that we have, which no one knows. I don't think everyone knows that no one lives the fullest potential. So the dark shadow is the one which we have repressed, or we call it as suppressed unconsciously from our childhood, which is not accepted by the society. Whatever we feel, don't talk loud, don't talk to strangers. All that have been suppressed, and then that part start taking charge of our life later on, because we're suppressing. Energy cannot be destroyed; it
Right.
has to manifest, and that is how shadow influence our life. So it is very important. Once we realize this, that it is not about others around me, it is not about the situation around me, it is only my shadow which is causing this reflection outside, and therefore I have to heal it. When I say heal, doesn't mean I go and mend with it. No, it is about letting go.
Okay. Mhm. Wonderful.
That's the
And
process.
yeah, got it. And also, Sumathi, you mentioned about blueprint. Can you explain how our internal blueprint is formed and how it influences our daily lives? And is it different from shadow?
Yeah, more or less same. Maybe the blueprint I said was a name that is given.
Mhm.
It is like it defines the set of beliefs.
Okay.
So blueprint is something which we all know. The architect, when he builds a house, they have a blueprint, right?
Right.
And then exactly the building comes replica of it. Same way, we also, as a child to the age of 7, we have a blueprint. Apart
Mhm.
from the genetic loading, which comes from a gene, whatever, and whatever happens outside, then once we come into it, so already we are being programmed by our genes. Then we come in and then we face certain things or environment, and that also gets into it. Based on this, we have a blueprint which you're carrying inside our brain. It's a set of beliefs. It's about, there are three things here. One is about myself, about the others, about the world. Like a world is very unsafe. So naturally, if you see the three, it's a triangle. So these three is very crucial here, because if you
Mhm.
feel like this world is not safe enough, you go into anxiety mode,
Mhm.
always thinking that you're threatened, like, oh, you don't trust people, right? And second one is others, about the relationship. And now we know how many people, they have this I'm not safe, because they have a relationship from the caretaker initial stage when they're growing up. That time they will say, like, I cannot trust my mom. Maybe I'm not safe with my mother or caretaker, whoever it is. So later on, they have a very poor relationship. They
Mhm.
cannot have a sustained relationship at all. And then about themselves, people who don't believe in themselves, that is what, I don't feel safe with me. I don't feel safe inside. So I'm not feeling secure. So I cannot connect with anyone. So that is the blueprint. So blueprint is a culmination of these three.
Mm.
So if you have a healthy blueprint, wow, success. I mean, the road is very easy. But unfortunately, I will say something, it is not so. Everyone's blueprint we don't know, there are a lot of factors. So once you realize that, oh, my blueprint is serving my purpose, my blueprint is running my show, then you will be able to change your beliefs. You start working on your belief system,
Mhm.
because beliefs are very powerful than the facts. Beliefs are very powerful, even beyond the facts.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
it's very important. What kind of beliefs are you holding on? What is that you are having in your head? What is that you're starting to, it's influencing your life? That is what blueprint. So once you change your blueprint, you are able to live a better life.
Mhm. Great learning for me. And let's move to the next one. Like, if somebody wants to identify their shadow traits, right? So, what are the first steps they should take?
See, a very important question. The How to know whether the shadow is now influencing your life? The shadow is now operating? It is having an upper hand. Is the first step is blaming others. It's very important. We've seen commonly, people keep on blaming who are stuck. So when you are blaming others, you are belittling others, criticizing others, or maybe being having a perfectionism, like I have to be perfect because your soul is perfect. I know that. That is what the reason you're striving to be the ideal self. But that is not a goal for us, because already we are good, already we are okay. So that is not the purpose here. But that perfectionism, where people try to be perfect, and even a small things, they try to see everything. And another one is the procrastination, because the fear of to be perfect, and fear of to not to face the rejection or something. Then you go for procrastination. So these are things. And then, of course, addiction. So people who have even simple, like, a coffee also, sometimes they go for tea or coffee, or even drinks, or any kind of substance abuse, or these are the things, shows that the shadow is using them. The shadow is operating. They are there, and compulsive behavior. Like they say, I should be like that. I should be like this. I have to finish this. I have to do like that. So these are things which shows that they're coming from a shadow, not from the true self. They're coming from the false self. So dependency, codependency. Some people will be like, oh, that they allow others to take decision. In a family, if you say they have so much of kind of a dependency, they have someone taking decision for themselves. Have you seen this? They become a parent for them. They start operating from an innocent kind of childlike. And again, and I think fatigueness. Like you feel some people are very fatigued, tired. They get this is a shadow actually. because essentially we are so powerful beings, we are. And I think I would say the other one is, maybe I could say, illness. When you get illness, the shadow is one way of expressing a illness, actually.
Mhm.
Any
Right.
kind of, gut problem or shoulder, frozen shoulder, headache, everything.
Okay.
When
Got
we don't attend to it, we don't give attention to the shadow, we don't heal it or we don't let go it causes the problem in the physical level.
All right. That is
There are a lot
clear.
more
Yeah.
living.
Yeah. That is clear. And are there any specific techniques or practices you recommend for effective shadow work?
See, Naveen, actually, it's a process. As a psychologist, when I came to know about this and I identified, it took me some days. Certain shadow or very intense dark shadow, it takes some at least 2-3 months. Some shadow very lighter, and so just one step forward, you can heal it, you can overcome it. So what I do, I'll tell you. The moment we come to know that you are disturbed, our nervous system gets disturbed. Or when I
Right.
say I disturb, it means my nervous system is, dysregulated. Okay. So that when I say dysregulated, means it is replaying some memory from the past, which is now seeing a similar situation now in the present. For
Right.
example, when I was a child, I was having a fear of authority.
Mm.
Now, when I have my boss, who's similar to my mom, my daughter, my teacher or my father, who's now the replica, and if the boss comes and raise the voice, now my shadow will come out because it is unprocessed. It is not finished. It's unfinished business. So whatever is not complete will always follow you till you make it complete. This is the thing, program. So now what happens? My inner child will come and therefore I'll get disturbed because as an adult, I am powerful.
Mhm.
I am capable. But when that part of me, the moment that happens right now in the present, and therefore my nervous system starts getting into the same coping mechanism. As a child, what they do, I either suppressed, I either avoided, or either I frozen. I was freezing, or whatever. I was fighting also, like I was arguing with them. So it could be any coping mechanism, it's an unhealthy coping mechanism. So that coping mechanism will be coming back again now, not with the
Mhm.
healthy way of, oh, my boss is saying for some reason, let me learn from it. Let me get the feedback. No, that kind of adult thinking will never come. That time you become that emotion, that shadow starts occupying your whole body. And you'll be like coming from that shadow. You'll be like, and you'll be wondering why I was standing like that before that man. I want to go and talk to him so nicely. That awareness was not there that moment because your nervous system was dysregulated and it took over you. Now, the point here is awareness. So once you decide, I'm going to be mindful today, or I'm going to use my awareness. So this is just something like training your mind already. So if you're in awareness, it is easy for me to just take a deep breath or say some mantra or say some affirmation or do some kind of, whatever is useful for you. And then you are able to move forward. So slowly we keep on doing that. You are rewiring the brain, that the wiring which was done there is stuck there already, that because it's called neuroplasticity, where the brain can rewire till even the age of 80. That is what the science says very clearly. But the only advantage is, as a child it is easier to rewire in just 1 day or 2 day, but as an adult it takes some time. That's the difference. But otherwise you can rewire your brain, you can change your behavior, you can change your pattern. So that is what we can do. So every day morning you have to ask yourself, today what is my intention, and you have to check your what is that, uh, how will I do when next time when I go have this pattern, what will I do that moment. So you have to practice, you have to start working on yourself instead of blaming others, as I told you, instead of trying to go and manipulate others, telling them, oh come on, you change, I can change, all that stuff. So ultimately when you work on shadow, you become more powerful
Mhm. Yeah.
instead of being helpless or anxious.
Mhm. Yeah. I'm surprised. Like brain can be rewired till the age of 80, and maybe I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Do you
Right.
think like getting into some adventurous activities is going to help us rewire the brain by any chance?
Yes, very true. Very true.
Mm.
We call it as
Mm.
embodiment of the mind
Mhm.
and body.
Right.
See, essentially, what happens, many of us, we think mind is very powerful. Yes, true. But we only work on the brain. That is a mind where we always think positive, and that thinking positive is only 5% that influence your brain. But the remaining, it's more about your body. So
Mm.
embodying means you have to feel and think the same.
Right.
Some of them, they use willpower. Willpower is one of the highest faculty of the brain, that is your frontal brain. But that is only 5%, no. But you need something higher power. So what is higher power when I say it? See, it is more important to have trust or believe or know that there is some power more than you, bigger than you. That is very important for us.
Mhm.
The reason I'll tell you very important here. The reason is as a child, we're very fun. We had nice, all of us will tell, I had nice time as a child. I was very happy. Now I'm like, oh my God. And people say that time I was happy because I didn't have responsibilities. But the truth is, it's not about that. But the truth is, that time you had faith in your parents. They will take care of everything. I can just do whatever I want. That faith was there. The same thing now after adult, it is important that we have to have a trust, not in our parents, physical
Mhm.
parents. It is important that we have a belief that there is a higher power bigger than me. Okay, so that will always develop a faith, just like
Right.
how a child was there. Now you are a child to the universe, but you do action with a lot of intellectual capacity, whatever you have learned from your child, right?
Yeah.
So now that faith is very important, and that faith comes only to the body. That's why you got to embody. So the body has to feel safe. As I told you earlier, the blueprint that we form, somewhere or the other, we form that I'm unsafe, or I'm not that safe, or I don't feel secure. So this is where the body comes here.
Right.
So you start doing some activities. You move your body. The more you move your body, the more you are happier
Right.
because your inner child is coming inside. You're from your childhood. How were you? Like childhood, you're always active, right? You
Correct.
don't sit in a place. So we're incorporating that part of us, the subconscious mind, or we call child, which is bubbly and it is very happy, it's very innocent and joyful. So that is what we say. We have to incorporate. So there's a balance between the intellectual and the emotion.
Yeah.
So physical activity is very, very important, as you told. You can take tennis, yoga, any kind of swimming, even at the age of any age, you have to incorporate regularly.
Right. Wonderful. Let's move to the next one. So, how can confronting our shadow lead to better relationships and a stronger sense of self?
See, for example, I'll give an example so that it can make sense here. In a relationship, what is important is there is a mutual need.
Need.
I satisfy your need, you satisfy my need. That is
Yeah.
what relationship is all about. Like suppose I have a need of being, being loved. I want to feel loved only by that person. The other person, they feel loved inside already. They want one. So therefore, they want respect. So it's like it's a mutual. They will say like, okay, if you behave like this, I'll feel like this. That is what we come together. That is the reason
Right.
all relationships are. But the mother, that is different. The parent child, that is different. There's always a commitment or a kind of sacrifice. That is something. I'm talking about a gender relationship, a friend or any kind of relationship. There is a commitment, right? We have
Yeah.
a kind of expectation from them, and we ask them to satisfy. We cannot demand. But now what happens? Why are we asking, first of all? Because there is a shadow. There is an unmet need. So, for example, I was having a kind of, respect. For example, I underwent in one of my relationships where I had shame from my childhood. I had a shame, which I didn't know. And that shadow came out after the age of maybe at 40s, it came out. And that shadow was shame. I was like wondering, oh my God, where the shame is coming from? So then I realized it was my childhood, shame. And because that time, what happened? That shadow was coming and begging to the other person, telling that, okay, come on, make me feel respectful. Why are you not giving respect for me? Why you are making me feel very shameful? So I was thinking they are making us no. That part of me, since it came up, I was asking the other person to treat me with respect. You treat me with respect. So I was asking a need to be met from the other person. But unless I heal this shadow of me, my shame, too proud. So I felt I'm a proud mom. I started working on that now with my one of my child. So what happened was I told myself I'm a proud mom. I'm a confident mom. The moment I translated that shadow, I healed that shadow. I let go that shame, and I told myself I'm a confident mom. They started respecting me. So I didn't go and ask them. So needs cannot be met in a relationship by begging or asking, demanding other person. It is about when you heal your shadow, naturally you'll get it.
Right.
So this is how you get intimacy.
Right.
So that is how we become closer. Because nowadays, many people are having the problem of getting closer. The intimacy is a problem now. Because they demand too much, like you do this for me, you do it, you be like that, because you satisfy my needs. Yes, it's good. They will satisfy. But unless you give, they cannot satisfy.
Correct. Right.
But many of them, I remember my counseling session, always a couple comes here and tell that they must give me. They don't love me. So what is it you gave? No, let them give, then I'll give. So it is always like that need, no? We always come. So when you come into relationship, we always come with an unmet need.
Right.
It's true. We are raw sometimes, not in some areas, not every, but we are whole and complete. That is very important. As an individual, when two individuals come together for marriage or any kind of, it's important that you come as a whole and complete, so that you are ready to give, not rather than begging and asking.
Mm-hmm.
Be a giver, because when you are a giver, you are very happy.
Right.
The truth is.
Wonderful. Let's move to the next one. Can you share with our audience a story or example where a person successfully changed their blueprint and transformed their life? Again, without naming them, but what kind of results did they achieve,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
See, for the past 20 years, there are a lot of people. I mean, umpteen of people I've been worked with. This one I remember very clear. The reason is it was a 10 o'clock night, and this boy, 23-year-old boy, was standing. He's giving him a call. My clinic, my same home, only my center is. So I finished and I've started to go. And so this boy called desperately and told, I cannot survive. Panic.
Mm-hmm.
So then I spoke to him. I sent him off, and then he came in. And what happened was I asked him to come the next evening. We started a session for it, where I rewired his brain. So the one of the program was, I'm a troublesome boy. Since his childhood, this belief was there, because the
Mhm.
parents have punished him very much as a child. So this I am a troublesome boy came up at the age of 23.
Mm-hmm.
So he started believing that I'm not a good boy. I'm a very troublesome boy. So that was a belief that boy put at the age of 5 or 6.
Right.
Because the mother and father keep on telling them, oh, you're very troublesome. You're very troublesome. So he started believing it. And now this boy, now what happened was there is a lot of problem in his house now. The family members, sisters, mother, and all. No. So he's now into panic mode where what if they don't like him and they reject him again? What if they don't? That fear. So I work on that. And after that, you won't believe that boy didn't go for 1 year to work. The reason was the panic will come in the workplace.
Right.
So he didn't work. He didn't go for work. So adding on to this, the parents are blaming him. Why are you not going for work? Because he's a grown-up boy. Naturally, they'll get more. No, again, they'll get more into it. Now, all this happened. He had discord with everyone. His sister, his mother, father, everyone. Very pathetic, that boy. And then he came with 6 sessions. He came out of it. He went to job. And today he'll ping me. Rarely, he early wants something and he'll tell me, thank you so much, ma'am, for changing my blueprint. So he will say, I'm a responsible boy. Once he changed the blueprint, like how he said, changing the blueprint, what is the preference? I asked him. So he told, I want to see myself as a responsible boy. I want to be loved by my parents. And he did that. And, you won't believe, he got back his sister love, his mother's love, and his father's love also.
That's wonderful. From a troublesome boy to a responsible boy. That is how transformation has happened. Amazing. So let's move to the next question. So could you also explain how someone can maintain and reinforce positive changes once they have shifted their blueprint? What kind of reinforcement should happen? Yeah.
See, the blueprint is changed. Suppose if I think and feel the same, that is a blueprint. Like if I think that I am confident or maybe I'm capable. For example, if I think I'm capable and I feel capable, there's nothing to do with it. No need to sustain something. It becomes natural. Like how we drive a car. Initially, I will think I want to drive. I want to put the clutch. I want to put the gear here. So my body will not know how to do everything. I teach the body. Then I keep on practicing, and I become that. So next I become unconscious, right? It becomes unconscious. Like after I look somewhere and my body will take over. I don't need to be conscious at all. Same way, once you reinforce by the belief, you keep on repeating the belief inside your mind. I am confident, I am capable. If you want to become confident, what are the set of affirmations? What are the set of beliefs that you need to have? So work on one at a time. Take one issue that you're facing. Suppose you feel that you lack maybe confidence or courage. You don't have the courage. Suppose you have a lot of fear. Then what is the statement that I need to work on? Belief. That is affirmation. We can convert it to affirmation. That I need to believe for the next 1 month, because it takes minimum 21 days, I told you. Young children, 1 week gets rewired. But as the age goes, the rewiring takes time. That's the only thing research has told in neuroplasticity. So they have found that is what they have found. So no, don't give up. So you keep on repeating the affirmation loudly every day in the morning. Repeat that 5 to 6 statement. And more importantly, you can do one more. You can do go to the mirror, embody it. What is embody? When you say that I am capable, it is possible for me. So show some body action in the mirror. So you bring your body also into it. So in that way, when you do a movement to the body, it gets more easily. You start feeling it. Like I remember one statement that I was working on for the past 1 month. One was, I am worthy of love and happiness. This was something I've been working. And one day, finally, what happened? When I got up, I felt worthy from my stomach. I felt like I was thinking only. Then I was keeping on repeating for the many days. So it became so now I felt I don't need to doubt myself hereafter. So embodiment is that. From this is subconscious mind. So you have to install that software into the subconscious. So how to install? You have to keep on repeating everyday basis like affirmation, but feel and say it. More importantly, use body movement.
Superb. Lovely conversation so far, and it's time for us to add some more spice and some more excitement to the episode. So if you're ready, let's kick off the second rapid fire round.
Okay.
Okay, here comes the first bullet. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
Gigantic billboard in the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. God is love. Love everyone.
God is love, love everyone. Okay. And can you describe yourself in just one word?
Myself.
Okay.
Powerful.
And powerful. Superb. And what is one book that has changed your perspective on healing?
Yeah, heal. Know your secret language of the body. Secret language of the body. Okay. It's about Janine and Carden. It's a book where they clearly say that it's not wrong. Nothing is wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not imperfect. It is about your nervous system.
Okay.
If your nervous system is regulated and you heal all the stuck energy, now it is possible for you to be the person who you want to be. That book is really wonderful. Secret language of body.
Secret language of body. Okay. And what is one piece of advice you wish you had known earlier in your career?
Yeah, definitely. I think my career, I think one thing I really realized that emotions are bad. Before I realized, I remember then when I started to grow in my career, emotions are good actually. The reason I realized was that emotions, they are only giving information. They're not true.
Right.
They just give us information where we are. And only by having that emotion, I know where I'm stuck or where I am. Without that, I will not know who I am. So emotions are really good where I could allow the emotions in my body to pass through because you're stuck already. So when I allow it, I welcome it, I use my body as a radio station where it just flows so that I go into the flow state.
Right.
So emotions are really good for me, an opportunity to grow for me. Because every time I heal my emotions, I'll be like, wow, come, I'll say. Because I'm releasing that negative emotion. So what happens at the background? Basically, we are love. We are embodiment of love. And we are the source of unconditional love. We came from a source of unconditional love. Okay. So yeah, essentially, we are unconditional love. But we got punctured. We got from the childhood, we got a lot of this baggages. So I feel that when you release all the emotions, you become the person who you want to be.
Right.
You're ready to give everyone unconditional love. Who doesn't want unconditional love? All are looking for that only, but they don't give. They want it. So this time I known that I used to think, oh my God, emotions are bad. before.
Right. Well said. Well said. Great going on the second rapid fire round so far, and let's continue to the next one. So, Dr. Sumathi, a quote or mantra that resonates deeply with you.
Yeah, I always repeat this. My favorite. Out of every situation, only good things happen to me.
Out of all situations, only good things happen. Wonderful. Love it. And what is the most transformative practice you recommend for beginners?
See, beginners, I would say, who was watching here, I'll be glad if someone was there to tell me this earlier. But I have been doing all of trial error method only. I keep on doing till it works out, and I share only what works out. So one thing I would say is starting. If you want to start, get up early in the morning. Have a morning routine. Very, very important. Because that will keep you anchored within yourself. Because every day when you keep on repeating the same pattern, which is the healthy one, when I say healthy one, suppose you get up by 6 o'clock, get by 5 o'clock. If you get up by 7 o'clock, get up by 6 o'clock. At least 1 hour. It will save
Right.
a lot of time. And you have to work on your full body. We have, we can see only physical body, but we have 3 more bodies here. We have mental body, emotional body, and spiritual body. Well, who's going to take care of that? Only we.
Yeah.
So we have to spend time. We have to invest our energy to also to make it holistic, and that is called a holistic healing. Just by only making a brain intellectual, you cannot be happy. You can never be happy. You can be happy to go to the bliss body. The bliss body is the ultimate one. So if you want a bliss body, then you have to work on your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. So every time you spend at least 10 minutes for each body. Like we have meditation, like that, different breathing exercise. So you have to spend time with yourself and start doing this regularly. Don't see result, expect result immediately. You have to keep on doing because you don't know where you are from where you're starting. You may be in the second standard, so it takes time to come to 10th standard. Someone someone could be in the 8th standard in the class. So the moment they start the miracle morning routine, they come to the 10th standard within a 1 year. But some people, it may take some time. So don't give up. Keep on doing because you're doing it for yourself, not for anyone else.
Okay.
Because you want to bring your potential.
Okay.
And that is why the one thing I'll say is the class. When you keep your head on the pillow the last day of your life, how do you want to feel? Feel satisfied. So when you look back, at least you'll be very satisfied. Okay, I've done so much for myself.
Okay. Great. So profound thought over there. And let's move to the next one. Who is your mentor or an inspiration in your life?
Yeah, I say Ranjini Sanjay. I met her last year. I was really inspired by her. She's a very amazing, wonderful woman. One thing that I saw, the simplicity, very simplicity and very down to earth, very humble. And, she's always there, support kind of. She doesn't get, as a mentor, whatever I may feel discomfort, but she will be like readily available there. She doesn't, I can trust her so much. Whatever is it, and she's very patient also, just a little bit opposite of me. I'm not very patient. So she was very patient and very nice. I like that, kind of.
Okay.
So I would really appreciate her. I don't know what words to say. I've seen many of them. I know I've seen my teachers. I've seen my other coaches. But she's the one where I could vouch, that a wonderful, amazing woman. In spite of her family, her commitment, many things, she carries herself very wonderful.
Okay. Great to know that from you. And here comes the last bullet out of second rapid fire round. What is one thing you can't go a day without?
I can't go with the day without. Yeah, you mean to say two? I mean, one thing is about physical means coffee.
Okay.
Wherever I go, I cannot skip it. I'll at least carry one thing or the other. I'll carry one hot water bottle or something, coffee powder. So at least once in the morning, once in the evening, I'll have it. So that is one thing I would say. Otherwise, meditation is something which I don't need. I've been for the past 30 years, 25 years, I've been doing meditation.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much for participating in the second rapid fire round also. And let's flip back to the mainstream. So, Dr. Sumathi, what would you say is the most powerful insight you have learned through your work that can inspire our audience today?
You mean to say what is my inspiring learning?
Yeah,
My
what is the
inspiring.
powerful insight that you have learned which will inspire our audience?
Okay. See, yeah, one thing. There are many things, but now, right now, what comes into mind is we are energy beings actually. Okay,
Mm.
and so this energy is always flowing through me, around me, everywhere. So when I get something happening in my life, whatever's happening to me, it comes into me. It's not under my control. Whatever's happening towards me, whatever people say, whatever's happening right now around me, I'm not in control, but it is coming towards me. But when it goes through me, it's my choice. It is how I respond. So, do I convert that thought energy? So, when that energy goes into my radar station, I'm like an antenna, I'm a radio station. I convert it. How do I translate that frequency? Am I translating that frequency to a higher frequency and send back to the universe? For example, someone comes and shouts me and tell me wrong about me. That is happening towards me. But what do I do? How do I translate it? So when it goes out from me, it has to go to the higher frequency. So how do I say I bless them? I understand them. Okay, they are having some problem. They are taking something. They're talking for some reason, whatever. So I just take the lesson. So I am translating that frequency of energy flowing through me and I respond and give it back to the universe as a higher frequency energy. This is the best service we can do to the universe.
Okay.
It's not about going helping. That is secondary. Sometimes you fall sick, you cannot go and help everyone always. But if you're going to transmit energy from your body, from your mind, positivity, healthy, blessing people, sending nice thoughts to everyone, you're going to think that is the best thing you can do. The minimal, I would say.
Superb, lovely, lovely insights, and it's been great conversation, and I thoroughly enjoyed talking to you, Dr. Sumathi. And how is your experience being hosted
I
on
was,
TGV?
yeah, definitely TGV. I would thank you first of all, my bottom of my heart, Naveen. Thank you for this wonderful, one maybe 40 minutes, something, whatever. I couldn't sense the time flowing at all. You see, I don't know. So I love to share my knowledge. I don't hold on to it myself. I always love, and it's a great opportunity for me to hit this platform for you. And Naveen, special thanks to you for this wonderful session today. And I would bless you also. I want you to bring more and more, like this kind of shows to people, which will be more enriching and useful for them. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you, Dr. Sumathi. All right. Perfect. So, friends, that was our episode with Dr. Sumathi Chandrasekaran, and we spoke about inner blueprint and also shadows, how to overcome shadow, how to make best use of blueprint and turn around our luck, and in terms of how we can shape our lives, right? So, wonderful. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request in case if you haven't already subscribed to TGV, please subscribe from wherever you have tuned in. Also, if you have enjoyed the conversation and found it useful, please share with at least three of your friends and our colleagues who would also like TGV, the guiding voice, so spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you have been growing. Now it's time for us to cruise into the trivia segment. Today's trivia is about two lesser known and interesting facts about past lives. Yes, you heard it right, about past lives. And first is about cultural consistency across reincarnation stories. In various cultures, accounts of past life memories often align with the beliefs or traditions specific to that particular region, even if the individuals have had no prior exposure to those cultures. And for example, young children in certain parts of India who claim to recall past lives often describe scenarios or social practices relevant to those regions. And this cultural consistency adds an intriguing dimension to the study of reincarnation. Second is scientific investigations into past lives. The University of Virginia's Division of Perceptual Studies has conducted over 2,500 case studies on children who claim to remember past lives. And many of these cases involve children recounting highly detailed stories that match verifiable facts about deceased individuals they have no known connection to. Some even include physical birthmarks or deformities that correspond to injuries or events from the claimed past life. sparking interest among researchers in the possibility of consciousness extending beyond one lifetime. So that's it from my side, from the trivia perspective. Likewise, if you know any interesting facts related to past lives or reincarnation or anything, feel free to comment. If you're watching this episode on YouTube, you can comment there, or if you found this episode on some social media platforms or audio platforms, you can comment there as well. So folks, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV family. So until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember, the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you all in the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care, love you all, bye bye.